Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, this is kind of a live, unedited version of my sick and twisted thoughts, okay? I'm calling it Beyond Facts. Beyond Facts. So we're just going to be going on and going on and on Beyond Facts. I'm not going to spend an excruciating amount of time editing. Matter of fact, I'm not going to edit. As soon as I am done recording this, it is going to be uploaded directly onto YouTube. And this is kind of the platform I have been going on for the past week or so. I have just found I waste so much time, an excruciating amount of time editing, pulling out the lights, getting the background all set up, editing me out in front of a green screen. I spend way too much time doing this. Now, I know a lot of the newer computers could probably take out a lot of the stuff and do it for me. Like if I just had a green screen back here, boom, automatically I have a background. Unfortunately, my computer is about 10 years old. It's newish because I never used it when we got it. I went strictly to my cell phone slash laptop, and it just kind of sat away in storage for 10 years. But it's a new 10-year-old computer, but still, it's 10 years old. And as everyone knows, 10 years is a very long time in technology. It is like freaking ancient. It's an ancient piece of equipment. It's super old. So, what has been going on and what's been going on here on MDW K9 TV with the Beyond Facts segment? So, yesterday, if you're paying attention, and if you're not, listen closely. I contacted every single potential senator, and it's all gone now. Hold on. I could get the list of names for you. But I contacted every single person that's running for the senator in the midterm election this year on the Democratic and Republican side. I emailed them all. I Facebooked the ones I couldn't find the emails, and the ones I couldn't find anything, I'm assuming they stopped running because there is no information about them. Like this one guy who did an interview a month or two back with another YouTuber, nowhere to be found. I'm assuming because he knows he's not going anywhere in the election. Excuse me. My biggest thing is, if they want to be heard, they should be getting on these small no-name dealios like what I have going on here, because I will be the voice of the people one way or another, and people will hear and see what I am doing. So for the fact of the matter is, if they don't give me any answers to the questions I have, and I'm not biased, I'm not far left or far right. I'm kind of swinging right down in the middle. Now, there's some things I agree more with the right, and some things I agree more with the left. I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to attack them on their views. I just want to hear them out and hear what they're about and what laws they propose to change. That's all I want to do. I just want to figure out exactly who these people are, where their ideals are, and how they are going to change these laws. What type of bills are they going to put into place? What kind of fundraising events they're going to start doing in name of certain things? Because there's this one lady who is talking about, well, here I'll be here to help out the LGBTQT plus whatever. They keep adding a new letter and a new asterisk every second I turn around. And no, I'm not against that community. It's just it's getting more and more confusing because I just recently in the past year found out what the LGBTQ community was. I've never heard that before. I've heard of gay, lesbians, trans, and I guess it's all associated and classified into ones, even though lesbians and gay dudes make fun of each other. I'm sure trans and gay people make fun of each other too. I'm sure it's a whole dynamic. It definitely has their own diversity network in there, but now we're classifying them all as one, which is new to me. I'm not sure exactly when it came out. I mean, I stepped away from trending topics for a while. Like, I stepped away from YouTube. I didn't watch the news. I just lived my life without paying attention. And somehow all these new crazy ideals came into play. I'm looking at like what? Like the social justice warriors, so the SJWs, when I first saw that, I'm like, What the hell is an SJW? Wonderful thing about Google, you could just look it up. So it's a social justice warrior. It's those people that freak out about everything that they are cancer, that can't answer any damn questions. They don't answer anything. So they just start yelling and attacking regular people or reporters or everything else. I'm not sure what these reporters are doing, but they do make very good cases about these people, pretty much saying all we're doing here is asking you questions and you're acting like this. I don't see any cuts or jump cuts or anything like that to question otherwise. So, like I said, I am not quite sure what the heck is going on, but I'm just trying to ask these people that are running for senators different questions about the same shit, just to see where they're coming from and how they're going to make life here in Florida better. Because I'm not particularly sure what other people's issues are. My main issue is pretty much this, and this is what I said. One of my main issues is my wife and I, with our child, we no longer qualify. We did for the first year or two of his life. We don't qualify in the government's Medicare, Medicaid program where they'll help us pay for health insurance for our families. So our son and we are taken care of. Yet, we do not make enough. We make too much to be qualified in that, but we don't make enough to actually pay for health insurance for all of us. It's just we're considered middle class, but when you look at our mortgage, which is actually cheaper than most people's rent, car payment, car insurance, electric, water, gas, food, and then children expenses. I mean, he can't be sitting off alone in his room with absolutely nothing. I mean, he can, I guess, if there's a punishment, but we have to buy him toys. We have to buy him clothes. And for me, I'm cool. I'm groovy and dandy. I go to the thrift shop. I get him thrift shop stuff, but that adds up. I mean, $4 a pop for jeans, and you're assuming you need about 10 to 15 pair of jeans throughout the school year, especially with these young children. They're constantly growing. That goes up. Food. He won't eat what I try to give him. So I have to go out and I have to buy him the certain things that he will eat. He'll go 2 or 3 consecutive nights without eating. He will. So we have to feed him something that he will eat. So we don't make enough money. That's my biggest thing. So she's talking about healthcare. Oh, we're going to provide healthcare for blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't necessarily think that you should provide healthcare, but we have to come up with a determinant factor, whether it's taxes, whether it's insurance, like car insurance. It's ridiculous. My wife, she's 31 years old. Has gotten in one car wreck. It wasn't her fault. She got rear-ended. It was like a 3 or 4 car pileup. But her insurance went up just a tad. But as we're switching the insurance over to the new car that we got, the 2017 Toyota from the 2008 Honda, okay, took the Honda off. It was just one car. It went up drastically. It went up like $300 a month for this brand new car. Made absolutely no sense to me why it went up almost $300 for a new car while taking the other one off. It should not have gone up really at all. If anything, it should have been a little bit better, because in 2017, that Toyota Corolla that we got was noted as the safest car on the road. Has 8 airbags, has all this good stuff. So I am super confused as to why it would... Shit, how would you even put that? It went up like 300%. The price went up 300% from what we were paying for a new, safer vehicle. I mean, dude, we're lucky that the car's clutch went out in our driveway when it really wouldn't stop working, because what if the clutch would have went out? Well, she's going 75 miles per hour on any one of the freeways out here. What would have happened then? That would have been super unsafe, and probably we would have gotten a claim. So now we probably won't have to file any claims unless, of course, somebody hits us. You know, so it went up fucking drastically with one accident, not her fault. We need to discuss and figure out these policies. Even the electric. I would really, for me, like, what's going on in Florida? I don't have an AC. My AC broke a few years ago. So guess what? During the summer, I don't run AC. I really don't run electricity besides my computer. I don't run anything. So in the winter/spring, it goes down to $67 a month. I'm not using any more or less electricity because I don't have an AC unit. And now it's going up to $200 and some odd a month. I would like to discuss that. That's not cool. That's not fair, and that really hurts us. I mean, it would hurt anybody. We're a house of 3, and we don't have the appliances going on all day, every day. I mean, we rarely do. I rarely watch television. I rarely have that on. So, why is that so expensive? These are issues that matter to me, not so much, healthcare, what are we going to do to provide you healthcare? Well, shit, I hope you provide fucking jobs so these people stop bleaching off the government and they actually do stuff. Because the people that I see with EBT cards, they're rocking around with a freaking nice watch. I see them hopping their cars. They're hopping in a brand new fucking truck. I mean, dude, it's ridiculous. I see these people paying for steaks and lobster as I'm barely able to afford fucking bologna and ramen noodles. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. So what are we going to do about health insurance? I don't know. Just make it where people could freaking find jobs. Excuse me. There's this one guy out here in Plant City, which they're making a big deal. And you guys, if you see this, are probably going to hate me for it, okay? But he is being deported. He's been out here for 25, 26 years or whatever. Never had a problem, but never got his papers, never decided to make it official that he was here legally, right? He has 6 kids, his wife, and 1 on the way. Well, he's able, with his job or whatever, to support these 6 fucking children and his wife, because yet again, they have another one on the way. He was doing fine. He was living here. He wasn't living in a real crappy part of town or anything. He was doing well. I mean, give me that job that this illegal immigrant had. I mean, last time I had a technical job, I went back to work roughly for about 6 months last year, okay? I went back to work because I'm like, let's go to work. It's great. At first I was making $900 a paycheck. I mean, every 2 weeks, $900, that's not bad. That's almost $1,000. I mean, it's still under like $24,000 a year, but I'm happy. But then all of a sudden it went down because I started working a different station where I was working. This is with like 10 plus years of experience, and I'm not to burst my own bubble, but I'm pretty good at cooking food quickly. They made it where, you know, when you work a certain station, you're only working approximately 4 to 6 hours a night. So I was only making $458 a paycheck, unlike before where I was getting overtime. I was working 40 plus hours a week where I could get a decent paycheck, and I was cool with that. But when you're making only $458 every 2 weeks, that's 900 and some odd bucks. That's that's $1,008 a month that you're making. Think about it. That's fucking about $12,000 a year. I was making $12,000 a year doing this, and it's sucking up all my time because I'm there till freaking like 2 or 3 o'clock in the freaking morning, sleeping all day, having to go back up and do it again. So I'm making less than $12,000 a year, and somehow this guy, this illegal immigrant, is making a buttload of money that I could definitely take care of my son and my wife. So I ask you, what the hell is going on? Me, how I'm making my money by fixing up my house, and we're going to sell it. That's what's going to happen. I busted my ass for years doing dog training. We are going to move up north, and then I'll reestablish myself out there, hopefully on a bigger piece of property, and get a kennel and start raising and breeding trained dogs, trained military working dogs, and hopefully try to get a government contract. That is my goal in the next 5 to 10 years. Well, next 2 years, I'm going to have that property. In 5 to 10 years is start my breeding and training program and selling highly trained attack dogs. So that is my goal. I've been training dogs now for 7 years consecutively in the private setting, doing house dog work while working with people who train attack dogs. So I kind of want to steer clear from the house dog work because it's always the same story. You give. They take. They want more. Then all of a sudden something comes up and they're threatening to leave a bad review. Like my clutch went out on my car and I had to cancel. The next week, I swore, I said, we're going to hang out next Sunday. We're going to do it next Sunday. If you want me to come sometime during the week, let me know. The Friday before the Sunday came around, I get an email pretty much saying, I don't think we're going to continue training because you are just too inconsistent. I'm sorry, my car broke down, but I had to go buy a new car. Then I pretty much said that. She's like, and it doesn't even seem like you care. So I'm going to leave you a bad review. She hasn't left me a bad review because I did rebuttal. I'm like, I'm sorry that there was miscommunication, but Sessions are only supposed to last an hour. I gave her 3 to 4 hour sessions for the first like 4 sessions we had, which I shouldn't have done, and I kept giving and giving and giving, and she kept taking and taking and taking, and she just pretty much took me yet again. But yeah, so I am super done. That was just an example of why I am done doing house dogs, because the owners are fucking nuts. They're assholes. They don't pay me for what the time's worth, and then they don't even do the damn work with their dog. Then they look at me saying, why is my dog not doing shit? So I am a professional dog trainer. I have been for the past 7 years. I was a professional cook for about 10 years. And now I am going to finish working on my house and make a $70,000 profit. We're going to buy another house outright, because I have to say, even with my $1,000 a month that I was getting, we still weren't able to freaking pay anything more, because my wife's like, I'm going to start taking it easy at work. I'm going to start leaving super early. I'm going to be working 30 hours a week. So her paycheck went down to freaking like $850 every paycheck. So it was like she was just working regular hours when I was working. It wasn't benefiting anybody in the house. We didn't have any extra money. I guess we did. We got to show my son a wonderful birthday and a wonderful Christmas this year. He got everything he wanted. So it wasn't all that bad, but hell, I made a lot more money just training dogs on my spare time than I did. I made at least $12,000 a year doing dogs. That's after I take out the money I paid for advertising. So that's why I don't work. I'm not asking for government handouts. I'm asking for a decent fucking job, no matter what it is. If it's digging something, anything, anywhere. I mean, up the street with the farm, they're willing to pay me $10 an hour. Okay, $10 an hour. I'm 32 years old. $10 an hour, that's not going to be shit. That's still going to be under $24,000 a year. I'm 32 years old, an educated white male. And you motherfuckers are talking about white privilege. Well, why can't you get a job if you're educated? Well, I made a mistake when I was 20 years old. I turned 21, and still to this day, it gets brought up. I can't carry a gun. I can't do anything else. I didn't commit a felony. Me and my wife, we got into an argument. And I pled guilty because I didn't know better. I was a young kid. I just wanted to get out and get home. I just wanted it to all be behind me, and guess what? It's not behind me. 12 years later, I still can't get an employment anywhere decently. Who the hell wants to work with somebody that beats women? Nobody, even though the past is the past is the past is the past. It's ridiculous. I mean, so I just want to ask them, oh, snappers. Of course it did that. Of course it did that. So let's come back here. Of course it did that. I just want to ask them basic questions about truly what is going on, what they think the issues are, and perhaps I can agree with them. Maybe I will think that those are issues, and I could do my research and learn more about what's affecting other people than just what's affecting me, because as of right now, I only know what's affecting me, and I would love to know what's affecting other people, what they see as wrong, The homelessness, she is also talking about the homelessness. I only find the homelessness a problem because they're freaking coming up to me and my wife as we're shopping, asking for money. Bro, I barely could afford for groceries for myself, man. I ain't paying for you. I'm gonna find out they're getting like $50 or $60 a day, more than what I was ever making. And it's called, not playing against the system or whatever. And yeah, I agree with it. I agree if you could get a little side hustle going on, tax free, good for you. I mean, but the fact of the matter is, I'll work for some of those wages. I would do the $10 an hour for 40 hours a week, because it would be more than $458. Now at a time I wouldn't, but I was just pretty much saying that's chump change. It's really not worth it. But I would do it just to get my foot in the door, and hopefully in a year or two I make 15 or 16, and still 15, 16 bucks an hour. That's still less than $35,000 a year, which is nothing. That's absolutely fucking crumbs in the scheme of things and what people are actually getting fucking paid. So my goal is fix up my house, get my $70,000 worth of profit. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, a year or two of labor, $70,000 in a year, not bad at all. I just got a few things like that kitchen behind me to update. So not bad, you know, and we'll probably do it with the next property. We'll probably go out there for a little bit because the goal isn't necessarily to stay in the next house until the day I die. But if I want to, we will. I know. This is so boring to you guys. You guys are like, Dave, why do I care about you? Why do I even care about your feelings? I want you to get to know who I am so we can connect. So when I start talking about issues and I have a program listed and I have ideas of what I want to talk about, there's not much I really want to talk about at the moment. I mean, I got it all out in the past few days, talking about the Parkland shooting out in Florida, talking about the different things that's going on with the NRA and what people are asking, and the midterm elections. I'm kind of in the process of figuring that out right now, and I would love to get to the bottom of what these people are expecting and going to do for us in this country. I'm really curious, and I want to report it to you guys. With certain segments like that, I think I'm going to spend my time editing and making sure the lighting's good. But these little quick blog posts, my live for the day, my Beyond the Facts vlog of the day, I'm kind of trying to make it more like a podcast. What you do like during a podcast, that's what I like to do. It's just a video podcast where you guys can see me. I'm looking at you. You can relate, see how long my beard's growing when I finally do decide to axe it off, see if I grow out my hair, see if I cut my hair, just so you guys can get a better taste of who you are listening to. That is why I have the camera on me. It's not to impress you with my awesome video editing skills. By the way, they're pretty horrible. Like Photoshop I'm getting a little bit better at, but I would love to have it like where I have these little things pop up on the screen and show you guys some information and crap. And eventually maybe I will. If I start making money from this and you guys start providing an income for me, like giving me your hard-earned cash for free, you could do that at patreon.com/idiomz. That's IDIOMZ. If you want this to be better, if you like my personality and you think this is dope, smash that subscribe button, pop that like button. Let me know that you want to see more content, that you're liking what I'm spewing and you want to hear more of it. Or if you just want to see me grow, if you want to see me grow and become a better independent reporter / commentator or whatever. I mean, I would love the chance to do this for a living. I would love to be able to talk to you guys, report on what's going on in society, and give my opinion. That would be absolute gold, because I do have certain strong opinions that I uphold, that I get to talk to my wife about, that I really don't get to talk to anybody about because I'm so lonely. Oh, so lonely. I ain't got nobody besides her and my son. I generally, it's a secret, I don't really enjoy people. A lot of the times people put you down. They make you feel like shit. They're just not enjoyable to be around. So I like hanging out by myself. Now, do I like watching other people's opinions and understanding their viewpoints? Yeah, but man, having to sit next to them is grudgingly exhausting. I mean, I hate having to just sit there and hang out with people because you have to just deal with them. This stupid camera that wants to do all crazy stuff. Stop being crazy and just sit there and stay. Stop moving around. You move it and it moves back. Look, and it goes boop, 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 boop. Stay over there. Stay right there. I want it right there. I want it right there. But yeah, I hate hanging out with people, and I'm sure not everybody feels this way. I'm sure you have persons all the time, but the way I've been treated is funny. Hold on. Let me get a drink. It's funny because the way I feel like hold on, let's wait. Are you going to clear up? Hello. The way that I feel like I have been treated throughout the history, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, but I mean, even my neighbors. Okay, there's a dude who moved in, right? And I know about him. He's a registered sex offender. The lady, she was waiting for him to come out of prison. He did. He's a fucking registered sex offender. He raped a 16-year-old. He had fucking sex with a 16-year-old. Our neighbors decide to hire him to cut their fucking lawn and to do extra work, and they're all buddy up with him. Unlike me, who, occasionally we live so close. Me and my wife, we argue. She yells at me and whatever. But, I mean, we haven't done anything at all. We don't really even throw major fucking parties. I have never had in my house more than 4 or 5 people. We kind of keep it low key. We're really to ourselves. We talk to our neighbors or whatever, and they make their assumptions. But they don't like talking to us. I don't know why. They never have. I generally don't want to go walk up to them and be like, excuse me, why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? But anyways, they're hiring the sex offender, and they hire the sex offender to do all this stuff, and the other neighbors hire the sex offender. And these other neighbors hire the sex offender. Then they hire a fucking meth addict, a complete dope fiend. You could tell one day he rode on his bike. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I wasn't expecting anybody. I talked to him like the day before. We talked to each other a couple times. That's kind of what you do with your neighbors. You know the neighborhood and you talk to them. So I talked to him. He rides up on his fucking bike, slings a machete in the fucking ground, and then starts talking to me. It's fucking like pitch black. It was fucking creepy as hell. Just like, yo, what's up? Pulls the machete out of nowhere and bling right into the ground. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? It's fucking scary shit. They don't mind. They fucking hire this guy. They won't talk to me, man. They call the cops on me when I try to knock on their fucking door and tell them that someone tried to break into their house. So, yeah, I do not like hanging out with people. Hanging out with people sucks. I would much rather be by myself and watch what's going on in the world from here. I didn't even get a drink. Hold on. I get along with some people, I do. Not many. I get along with some. I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Asian, Haitian, Jamaican, African. I don't really give a fuck. If you're cool people, you're cool people. I like you. But I could tell you I don't like a lot of folks. I don't trust a lot of people. I believe people are very manipulative and they will stab you in the back the second they get a fucking chance. So, I make it where they cannot manipulate me and they have no way to stab me in the back. They either look at me like they like me or they don't, but I don't give them too many options where they affect me emotionally. I could talk to people and bullshit people all day or bullshit with people all day. Do I like to? Fuck no. It's so mentally exhausting. It's so draining. And people love that. Some people do, like car salesmen. They love that. I'm sure it gives them energy and it gets them pumped. For me, it's just, oh my God, I need to go take a nap. That's what it's like for me. I need to take a nap after dealing with fucking idiots. So, that's basically it. Thank you for listening. Like I said, if you like what you saw, please smash that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And don't forget, give me your hard-earned money so I could do this for a living. You go to patreon.com/idioms. That's IDIOMZ. That's patreon.com, idioms. Yes. And until next time, people, this was Dave with Beyond Facts.